Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming, and this is The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 4, early predictions, news, and live chat. Here we are again with the random things being postponed from Monday to Tuesday. We didn't have that day in between, so we've done this within the last 24 hours. So if you guys were involved in random things, thank you for being there last night. Had some comic book readings going on. We got some news to report, and today we are going to do what we've been doing the last couple weeks. We're going to speculate another layer, another add-on of what we think potentially could happen this week. We know spoilers are going to be coming out within the next couple of weeks. The script is out there. The actors just got the script, so we're going to talk about that. Some excitement going on with Chandler Riggs. A few other people are pretty pumped up. Within a couple weeks, the script will trickle down, and we'll start to either confirm or, I guess, debunk. I hate the word debunk. Debunk some of the previous speculation. So what's going on, everybody? Hopefully you guys are having a great afternoon. If I am coming through loud and clear, just as usual, just throw a real quick 999 in chat. Got a couple new people in here. The channel is growing. Even in the off season, we are still putting together stuff to keep everybody busy, keep everybody occupied. So I hope you guys are enjoying what we're doing, and we'll do this all throughout the summer and get ready for the fall. So pretty pumped up. A couple of new people. Here are the ground rules. This is what we do here. First of all, we're not going to blow you away with a bunch of fancy slides and a whole bunch of stuff. This is talk radio. I'm just going to go from topic to topic. I'm going to talk about some of the things we think are going to happen. I'm going to stop, read some of your comments, and if you don't want your information in a video, don't type anything. If you type it, it is subject to be read and used in this video, so just want to give you a heads up. And also, if you guys could do me a favor, a lot of people here, slap that like button, Lucille the like button, iron the like button like it is the side of Dwight. Whatever you need to do to motivate yourself, hit that thing. Let's get this thing over 50 likes really quick. As more people log in, we'll pump it up a little bit more. And when the video goes live at the end of the stream, about 15 minutes later, get over there and leave some comments as well. So that way you guys will know what it's like. Something just popping in my head. Old songs are just like all over the place today. I don't know. Anybody down for a little Everlast? I'm not going to sing today because we're going to do, that's for random things. You guys want to see the full goofy entertainment, then get over and check that out. So there are rules. You got it, Jim. And all of you guys that are here every stream, every episode, I just want to send some special love out to all of you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And yes, some of the Patreon subscribers did get to see the new tattoo. I know it's like, why aren't you showing it to everybody? You guys will see it eventually. That's kind of the little extra stuff that I do with the people over on the Patreon site, is they get a little bit extra. You know, if I go out to eat and I eat some stupid food, I take a picture of it and post it. It's just, you know, I'm getting used to vlogging things, so that's kind of my step into it. But yes, I did. I talked about the tattoo last night, and the arm sleeve is on the site, and it'll be on the fan page soon. Maybe in a few days. Just hold tight. Hold on loosely and don't let go, because if you squeeze too tight, you're going to lose control. So here we go. Got some things that we want to talk about for this week. I threw about 5 or 6 topics together that I think will happen based on what we talked about last week. So on Sunday night, we talked about Eric dying. That was popular, wasn't it? We just threw it out there. We're like, hey, Eric's got to die eventually. Let's make him die in episode number 3. We talked about Rick and Carl going on a revenge mode, kind of like a father-son, getting out there and dominating some stuff. I think Dwight and Daryl will do the same thing. I know some of you want to see Dwight hunted down. I said a couple in episode number 2, I think Dwight is going to defect. He's going to be part of Rick's group. I do think there'll be some complications with Maggie's pregnancy. Nothing major, but I think that's going to happen. I also predicted that Morgan would die as well. So one of the things I'm going to talk about will have to do with Maggie's pregnancy, and it also has to do with some news that's out there today. So I guess we'll start with that. Yeah, I did. It's like, there's the singing. He did it. Okay, yeah. You know what? I didn't go like full Everlast. I was going to be like, we all seen the man at the liquor store begging for your change. The hair on his face was dirty, dreadlocked, and full of mange. See, if that's what you guys are going to get on random things, like it or don't like it, I'll just do it, man. I don't care. So it's gonna turn into Killshot karaoke one day. When random things, we're going to have something for every night of the week. It's going to be like every night at 9 o'clock, I'm just going to start streaming something. I don't know what it is. Streaming, screaming, maybe. We might even do that. What's up? Dastic Castro, I have not seen you in chat before, so if this is your first chat, just want to say what's up to you. Thank you for joining. We keep it loose, keep it live, keep it loud, All of the above. So let's talk about what I think is going to be Maggie's complications. So I think this is where Enid's role will really come into full effect here. And because we know from comicbook.com, a couple other sites are reporting it, Jadis, Simon, and Enid are all becoming regulars in Season 8. So I think Enid's role, and this does kind of solidify what we talked about with Maggie, as Maggie struggles and either gets further along in a pregnancy or has complications, Enid has been that guardian angel, especially now that Sasha is gone. So I think once we get to episode 4, Maggie is going through the difficulty, so she probably can't protect himself. Gregory is on the warpath. I think this is where Enid is going to step up and really, she's going to earn her keep. Enid will become Maggie's guardian, I think, throughout the season. I know a lot of people want to see the love affair with Enid and Carl. I don't think that's going to be the real storyline that's going to happen. I think it's going to be Enid being that protection. That's my thought. So leave your thoughts. You got some additional things. Also, kind of the ground rules for here, we will talk about what we think is going to happen for the full season. We're going to save that for the last 10 or 15 minutes because we do get off topic really quickly. I want you guys just to try to zero in, zone in, and think specifically to episode number 4, which means we sort of have to think about what we've talked about the previous 3 weeks. If you're new to this first stream, you're probably going to have to go back and watch the other 3. And if you do that, make sure you slap that like button when you're over there as well. Greg is pretty... I think we're going to see Daryl beat Dwight to the ground and do a few other things to him. Okay, Larma, thank you for that. Will Maggie... Jake Metcalf says, will Maggie kill Gregory? I don't think so. I think that's where I thought made really pretty good sense with the storyline, is if Maggie does get sick again and has some complications, first of all, as audience, we're going to be on pins and needles. Like, is Maggie going to have the baby? She's going to lose the baby. That's got to be a story for Season 8. We've got a glimpse of it already. But also, I think the fact that Gregory sort of threatened Jesus that's going to be Jesus over the top. I think Jesus kills Gregory. That's my feeling. And the fact they went out of their way to say that Simon is become regular on this Season 8, and Gregory kind of already is, I think Gregory's going to take the exit. Don't think he has a whole lot more story to tell. So, cool. Thank you all of you guys for showing up, and we will get to a few more questions. Who did I see? I saw a few shout-outs. We get this thing going. I'll do some random ones. Ask for the official shout-out a little later on, so just want to say hello to a few people that have jumped in, especially a couple of new people. Obviously, if I forget my moderators later on, just want to say what's up to Moody Girl and also Bree Thompson. Sharon, thanks. Some awesome kick messages there. Appreciate someone is calling me from San Francisco, California. That is dude, I'm doing a live stream right now. You cannot be calling, and I should have my phone on silent. All right, we will solve that. That can't happen. That cannot happen during a Walking Dead live stream. Could you imagine Chris Hartwick on there and all of a sudden his phone starts buzzing? How unprofessional would that be? Who else we got here? So what is up? I'm completely sidetracked. It does not take much. Sharon, a few other people left the comments on Patreon. Thanks for those as well, too. Who else we got here? I saw Michelle Yang jump in. Michelle, I'm just going to say I thought the foundation was a little too light in your last video. I would definitely get rid of the NYX. I don't like it, so go with something a little bit darker. It's just way, way too light on you. I don't know, just my personal opinion. I did not leave the comment on the video. I figured I would just tell you in this video so you know. But can you get that corrected for us? And just do a follow-up video to it. All right, moving on. And we got what's up, Josh? Whether Jesus or Maggie killing Gregory, the community will stand behind him. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Sharon. I am feeling much better. You know, I was even feeling a little better last night. Do you think Carl will kill Simon? I don't think Carl will kill Simon this season. maybe at the end of the season, but not. I wouldn't look for it. We should probably talk about that 15 or 16 toward the end. I, hey, I didn't put you on blast. Actually, you guys get over there and watch it, and I could be wrong. People will put me on blast later on. Go check Michelle's makeup video. Give it a like, regardless, but let her know what you think about it. That's what those tutorials are for. It was the light. Yeah, it was some. What did you have? You had some fluorescent. Would you have a spotlight? Because it was super bright. All right. I'm good, Carol McFry. How are you doing? It was like a fog light from a 4x4 shining right in her window. That's how bright it was. All right, I'm getting back on track here. See, look, I'm going to have everybody in the stream is going to be over watching your makeup tutorials. That's my goal. I've seen that. I don't know if it's confirmed that they do have someone playing alpha yet. Give me a little bit of time to do a little bit more research into alpha. Steph says, Kills, who do you think Tara's new love interest will be? I don't think, my experience from Walking Dead is these love interests just don't happen as fast as we talk about them. And I think that's a major difference from the comic book, is we keep talking about, well, Eric needs to die so Aaron can move on. It ain't going to happen like that. Or, who's Maggie going to be with? Maybe Maggie will hook up with Daryl. I don't think it's going to happen like that. I mean, Rick, maybe. Well, yeah, Rick tends to get around a little bit. But other than Rick, I don't think we got a lot of people out there just finding lovers. So, I know they like to throw it in there every once in a while, but if they do too much of that, I don't think it appeals to the really hardcore audience. Jesus is available. So, but yeah, I just don't want to put Jesus necessarily with Aaron right now. I mean, how long would it take for Aaron to get over Eric? A season? So, to me it'd be more likely that, why can't Jesus and Daryl be together? I mean, has that been discussed? Everybody wants Daryl to get with Carol. Everybody wants Daryl to get with Rosita. But nobody's talking about Daryl's available. Jesus is available. Dwight's not available because Dwight's getting over Sherry. So, yeah, I mean, we can speculate. I'm going to say, yeah, Gerald, there you go. I just don't see any quick transitions. All right, so we're going to talk about, we did talk a little bit about what Enid's role is going to be. So I do think that if, let's kind of piggyback on it a little bit. If Eric does die in episode 3 or even episode 4, there is going to be a little bit of a storyline to be told. And remember, what we're talking about with these episodes are not just the major things that are going to happen, but you do have to allot a little bit of time. Like, for example, if Shiva dies early, there is going to be some of Ezekiel and that pain he goes through. So I would have to think that if Eric does die, that Aaron's going to have some recovery period, or he's going to have to go out and fight a little bit more. He's going to be with Rick a little bit more to go out and really develop. Because I think Aaron has a little bit of that warrior mentality, and he just wants to go out and do it. He wants to go out and just kill people. He's tired of being pushed around, and I think that would be kind of his way to sort of get over things. That's my feeling. So I think you do have to have a little bit of face time for Aaron. And, we also talked about Morgan having a pretty talked about Morgan having the potential to leave the show as well, too. I was reading a couple comments here. I saw Run DMC, and I thought somebody was about to throw some raps up there. We're going to break into some My Adidas. Yeah, but there was some the Rick and Michonne thing could have happened earlier, I think. Rick's kind of been out there, but they could have hooked the two of them up earlier in the show. You could see it developing. Tommy, is the slogan in Virginia, Virginia is for lovers? Virginia is for lovers. That's correct. So Big Bang Theory says, my prediction episode 4 is a kingdom scavenger based. I think the kingdom could fall. I'm gonna go really, really bold prediction here. And say there's gonna be this. I think episode 4 is where we're really gonna start to see the beginning of the war. I think you're gonna see these small skirmishes. It's a tough word to say. I was having trouble with the word last night too. At this point, I think Ezekiel has already hit one of the bases, one of the outposts. Shiva's died. He makes it back to the kingdom, and I think as he gets back to the kingdom, Negan's already got plans for it. I think he's going to send Jared, Heavy Metal Dude, a few others up there, and they're going to wreck the kingdom. So my prediction is in episode number 4, the kingdom will fall, but they will take out some people, and I'm going to say Heavy Metal Guy dies, Gavin maybe defects, Ezekiel gets out, a few others get out, but for the most part the kingdom is demolished early. We can't have all these central locations. Because if we do, it's going to spread it out like last season. So I think the goal is to really get Ezekiel on the run. I think they're going to wreck the Hilltop too. I don't know if the Hilltop's going to fall quite so soon, but I think Alexandria stays strong. The kingdom gets wrecked in episode 4, and there's a little bit of something going on at Hilltop that Enid has to step up and protect Maggie. All right, so I'm going to get to a few of your thoughts, some things that we've talked about already. Emmy Bacon says Simon must die. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Simon's going to be around for a little while. If it does happen, I think it's going to be later on. So, Lindsay, I agree with that. I think what's left of the kingdom will relocate to Alexandria. But when you saw all those people, that firepower that Negan had, he's going to start to, they're going to hit in waves. They're going to overwhelm him. Exactly, Rial. They can't defend them all. So it could mix up a little bit. I mean, he could evacuate them, but I don't think he's going to get a chance to. I don't think the kingdom's going to chase the scavengers. That's where I'm sort of... I'm thinking it's going to be Ezekiel going after the outpost, and there's going to be some fallback to that. So Kale says she thinks Simon can be turned. I don't know. Kale, I'm going to disagree with that. I don't think Simon can be turned. When will the Oceanside jump into the fight? I think the Oceanside is going to be very similar to the Kingdom. I think the Oceanside is going to get overran. And there's going to be a few of them that are going to decide to help out. Jake Metcalf. I cannot hate Negan as he looks like my dad. Oh boy, Jake. People are going to be I am and you like, hey, some of the ladies here are going to be trying to find out where your dad lives. We do have some Negan fans here. Eric, I don't think Simon's going to have any backstory. I wouldn't expect to see a Simon backstory. I'd be like saying, is there going to be a Jared backstory or a Fat Joey backstory or a Jerry back? No, he's not. He's not worthy of all that. It's a good point. Samantha says Simon is more Negan than Negan himself. Yeah, I could see Negan getting locked up and Simon making one last push. Yeah, Kelly G, you're right. I think Gavin's on the fence. Wait a minute, does everybody's dad look like Negan? That's like everybody's cat looking like my cat. It's possible. Eric's like, my dad looks like Dirty Davy. Yeah, I would not admit that in chat ever. Shanny's like, somebody looking like Daryl. Send them in chat. Yeah, could possibly see a Negan backstory, but I don't think it's going to happen until I think it'll be some flashbacks or something. A little bit of a backstory when he's locked up. I don't think it's going to be a full episode. He's a Bengal. Somebody's giving me a hard time because I said he was a little tiger. They actually thought I had a miniature tiger. Hey, it would. Yeah, I mean, everybody has a relative. I should just come in here and say I look like Norman Reedus. I mean, that would send ratings through the roof. We should just say it. Got to get me my Daryl back. I'm just the guy that makes your kids spaghetti. She does. She does look like Jim Carrey. All right, we're going to move on to another topic. And the next topic is, I could see this playing out over a few episodes. So because we know 4 weeks in there has to be some major death, they're not going to go 4 weeks without killing somebody. So at this point in the first 4 episodes, we have predicted Shiva, Jerry, Morgan, and Eric. I think that's enough. I mean, you have to put like a weight on the death. Like, if Rick died, that would be enough to last you for like half a season, maybe more, maybe a whole season. If Maggie died, same thing. Rosita, you could probably have Rosita die and in 4 episodes nobody else die. Morgan, because Morgan is already dead in the comics and I think he's on borrowed time. Same thing. Shiva, I think Shiva will probably hold true to a certain extent to her comic book death. So I feel pretty comfortable about the 4 characters that I picked so far. So, but if there are deaths, we do have to talk about the people that are left behind, like Aaron, and I think Carol is one of those that we saw Carol sitting beside Morgan. Where she, and even beforehand, when Morgan was going to go out and kill some of the saviors by himself, she basically quoted the Ezekiel line, right, where you can go and not go. So she's the one that has to sort of get back to him, getting back to normal. And after all the killing and everything, we're sort of accepting Morgan again, and she sits down beside him, and I think that was a pretty epic moment. So if Morgan dies, Carol has one last surge. And I've told you guys a long, long time, a year ago, maybe we were talking about this. I think Carol takes Michonne's story arc. I think Carol is going to, she's going to leave the group. I think she's going to take that pirate trip with Pete. And I do think there will be a time skip at some point. I don't think it's going to be a 2-year time skip. But I think once All Out War happens, Negan gets locked up, Carol's going to, I could see if Negan were to kill Morgan and Negan kill Eric, that would be a very, very accurate kind of portrayal. Because, all right, Carol was leaving going to the kingdom. Negan does get locked up, let's say, in like his comic book. And in the comic book, Michonne wanted Rick to kill Negan, and he didn't, so she left for 2 years. That's where the time skip happened, right? So what if Negan kills Morgan, And Carol wants Rick to kill Negan, and he doesn't, and Carol hits the road because they're different. There's some disagreements. Clemson fan, I do not see Carol committing suicide. Of all the things Carol is, I think Carol is just too strong. She knows herself, even when she's breaking down. She knows when it's time to leave. But I do think the only way that Carol can save herself at that point, mentally, is to leave for good, or to leave a long, long way away where they can't find her. Which, that's where I think she'll get on the boat. Yeah, Laura, I think that's why she's got to hit the road for good. She can't just go up the street. She's going to have to. And also, we're conditioned toward it. We expect it. So if we're expecting it, it wouldn't be a shock for her to leave. So I was kind of reading some of my thoughts there. I'm going to get to, yeah, I know Comic Carol did, but Comic Carol did way back in the prison. That was a long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. I can still remember when Carol left the comic book. So this Carol is different. This Carol is vicious, ruthless, a killer, knows herself. Got it back together. Saved Morgan recently. So something will push her again. I don't think it's going to make her go, off the deep end, but I do think it's going to make her hit the road. I don't. Just a thought. A speculation. That's what we're here. We're here to do some speculations. Yeah, I do, Steph. That's where I think it'll be a little bit different. I think, there's a whole video game based on Michonne being a pirate by Telltale, right? The Michonne series. So I could see some of those flashes from time to time. Well, she may stay, but if she stays, we really got to think of how she's going to fit in. And does she even fit in at this point? After everything she's been through, I know she's accepted, but emotionally, is she ready to be a part of that again? It's something you got to think about. See, there you go. Michelle says, I won't be sad when she leaves. Feels like they're trying to get us ready for her to leave. I feel the same way. No, we weren't talking about it. Don't think that we teamed up on her makeup channel and came up with a theory for the group. They were separate thoughts. She's too broken. Yeah. I'm right there with you. Right there with you, Michelle. No, Jen, I don't think they're going to get rid of her. But a hiatus could happen. And I think we will see, yeah, you can always come back. Look at the flowers. Look at the pretty little flowers. All right, we got to talk about Eugene, right? I mean, isn't Eugene going to be one of the most complicated characters all throughout the season? So this is where I'm at with Eugene up to this point, and I do think we'll see bits and pieces of him. Hopefully see a lot of bits and pieces and they just get rid of him. No, I think we'll see him like in clips. So we did see Negan confront Eugene. He did kind of plant the seed and say, how do you think she died? And Eugene came up with something. I've speculated that I think Eugene will try to give the pills to Amber. He will get found out. Negan will threaten him for good, but he'll forgive him. And then that's where we have the switch. I think Dwight defects and Eugene really buys in and becomes Negan. And I think in episode number 4, we're going to see Eugene behind the scenes getting ready for war. I think he's going to be making the bullets and making the bombs. Anything he can get his hands on. Dr. Smarty Pants. Yeah, I think he's going to be Dr. Smarty Pants Negan. He likes it. Maybe he doesn't like seeing his old friends die, but the authority and the power is going to his head a little bit. Who's Deanna? Who's Eugene? Eugene is Negan. You know, I've heard that Eugene was just getting by, but there were some clips where I thought he was doing a little bit more than getting by. I thought he was happy to be there. Eugene will get taken prisoner after Negan finds out what he did with Sasha. That's from Clemson Fan. Carol says Eugene is just playing their game right now. Yeah, but Carol, wouldn't you think it's a dangerous game? I mean, yeah, he did pick up the megaphone, but if things would have went the way they should have went, Eugene would have been... And I did not see Eugene in the... where was Eugene when Negan was getting ready to beat down Carl? And, you know, I'm still a little... The way that scene went down, you know, nobody shot, nobody... I know Shiva saved the day, and it had to be that way. But I got to tell you, if Rick didn't know that Shiva was there, you got to, like, your son's right beside you, and he's getting ready to get beat down, and you may not have hands in 5 minutes. You got to, like, you got to bite Negan in the throat or something. You got to do something. So I'm still trying to take all of that in. I know as a viewer, I just got to appreciate it because it's like, oh yeah, awesome, Tiger just jumped over there. But we walk that fine line between understanding it's a zombie show and what we would do in that situation. All right, so let's switch it up a little bit. Let's make it real. Isn't that a song? Isn't that a song by the Jets? Make it real. I'm not going to sing it. But, so, as we talk about what's going to happen in episode number 4, we'll take a little small break, and I'll ask you this question. If those of you that have kids, it'll be a little bit more real to you. Those that don't, you can speculate. You can say, it's your pet, your loved one, something that you love. You're side by side. Negan is 1 foot away from your face, saying, I'm going to kill your significant other that's right beside you. Your puppy, your goldfish, your pet iguana, whatever. Your kid, and yes, you know you're cocky. You have a speech like, "You can do it. You can take my hands, but I'm gonna kill you. You're already dead." You know, something like that. Are you gonna say that, or are you just gonna like? I don't think his hands weren't tied up. Wouldn't you just grab him by the throat and just see if you could like crush his throat as quick as possible? So let me know what you would do in that situation. And I'll read some of your comments. You know, he's like, who's the Jets? Maria's like, I hate children. Okay, well. Hey, you were a child once. See, Wendy, I agree with that. I think he was looking for either Michonne or he knew that Shiva was there. Moody Girl's going to rip him apart. Hey, Grime, that was a pretty good Rick impersonation. I have my moments. Jim Crutchley, I would put my hands in his eyes. Israel. See, Israel, you couldn't say kill me instead because he's not going to do that. Lindsay Luke, that's exactly what I would do. I would bite his throat. Kelly would rip his heart out with her teeth. Joshua's going a little bit lower. He's going to go Eugene mode. Jamie Jordan. I'd chomp on his beach ball sized man nuts. Yeah. There you go. So the consensus is that, and the writers had to know this, the consensus is you're there, you're going to react in one way or another. Or he knew, and he was just waiting for, okay, where's the tiger? Cue the tiger. Should be a tiger here by now. Okay, swinging the bat. Where's the tiger? I mean, he had to be getting a little edgy there. And then, yeah, the tiger came in. I guess he could have like just started crying and blown a really big snot bubble, but yeah, they've already done that. That happened last season. So, actually happened this season. So they couldn't do it twice in one season. We're out of options for Rick, so we're just going to have him look over to the left and wait for the tiger. So I know he loves Carl at this point. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But I just wanted to see a little bit more love and protection. So yeah. So what helps me sleep at night is thinking that he had to know. Hey, Bree, you know what? I didn't write it. I didn't film it that way. I'm just repeating it. So don't hate me for saying it. It happened. Just, it's okay. All right. I can't backtrack it. I'm just telling you. It was pretty bad. Exactly, Kathy Joe. See, even still, and that's the thing. It's like, even after they did that, they sort of looked at each other and crawled away. That would have been my opportunity. When Negan was sort of backpedaling a little bit, I'm going to kick him in like the back of his knee or something. Or trip him. Or dive after him. Yeah, even if he knew. All right, we're going to move on to another topic here. All right, so we talked a little bit about Aaron. We talked about Carol dealing with the loss. Eugene having a little bit of a role. The kingdom may fall in episode number 4. We cannot have a stream without talk. We got to talk about Jadis. So the more I think about this, and we haven't confirmed, we're hearing rumors of who could be cast as Alpha or other people could be out there. I'm still not convinced that these that these scavenger people can't merge in to the Whisperers. First of all, let me preface this by saying I am not that far in the comic books, so I know about them. I don't know really when they roll out or how they roll out, but I do know that you've got the Scavengers, who are a bunch of wild cards. You got Heath that's out there, and you also got Sherry, who potentially could be out there. So I don't think it's inconceivable to think that I don't see Jadis and her group becoming part of Negan's group. I think they're independent. But I could see them in a little mini standoff with Rick's group here and there. That's what we said last week, or Sunday, that maybe Rick and Carl go after a few of them, that there's some unfinished business to take care of. And then, maybe Jadis, Tamiel, Brian, all of them sort of could merge into something else. Just my thought. Buffy Batcave says, I can't wait for Jadis to be killed. Well, I mean, it's going to be a regular part of the show now. But, I mean, wouldn't it be interesting if Jadis wanted 12 or 10, and Negan said, humans are a resource, right? So maybe they're going to use them for their next wave, or maybe they're going to cover themselves in human skin or the faces of others. Maybe Heath was captured, and Heath is one of the people that she's going to turn over. I mean, there's a lot of ways we could put a spin on this. Could the scavengers become the Whisperers in a season? Can they take some of these human bodies? I mean, I don't know. Just kind of leave your thoughts to that. So I do think that in episode number 4, somebody said comic books, and I'm back to issues. I'm going to go with one more bold prediction and say we're going to see Heath. I'm going to close it. Let's bring closure to it. Officially in episode number 4, we will see Heath's head on a stake, and that is going to start to plant the seed for the Whispers. That won't happen until season 9. So we get confirmation that Heath has been dead. I'm not even going to go down the road and say Heath was kidnapped by Negan or they took his glasses. I think he's dead. It's a bold prediction. It's probably not going to happen. But what fun are these videos if you can't go back on them and have people tell you that you were wrong? Because a year ago, I did a prediction that I thought Glenn, well, we were talking about it. It was in a stream. We sort of came up with the idea that Glenn would survive it. And to this day, I get 10 people a day that post comments or message me and say, Glenn died. Do you feel like a fool? He didn't survive. It's like, no. But you're watching a video, it's a year old. And it was one of the first ones. We'll get some shout-outs in a little bit. So out of these first 4 episodes we've done, I would imagine 70% of what we talk about is going to be wrong. But that's kind of the fun because it really is pure speculation at this point. Weird Walking Dead theory says Morgan will get his leg blown up. I don't think so. We've already seen Herschel without a leg. I don't think it's worth it at this point. I guess this would be my question from a value proposition. What's the benefit of blowing up Morgan's leg and having him hop around with one leg on a TV show that has to pay for the effects and the CGI and the green screen and everything in order to edit that and have it? I mean, is it that important that Morgan hops around with one leg at this point? I just don't see the value in it. Unless he gets his leg blown up and then he dies right after it. And I could be completely wrong. 6 months from now, I may be saying, wow, that's a great theory. I was completely off on that. But yeah, I don't see it happening. But I think Morgan's going to die. And we are rolling right along. It is. I mean, there's 2 or 3 people that care about Heath, but a whole lot of other people don't. Yeah, I mean, the thing you have to realize, though, Weird Walking Dead theories, is it's easy to draw someone in a comic book without a leg, like Dale or Rick without a hand. But to have these actors, everything that they do requires editing. And for them to walk around with, basically a green sleeve over their leg or a green sleeve over their arm. And they weren't going to do that to Rick. That's why to this day people say, is Rick going to lose his hand? No, he's not going to lose his hand because they're going to keep him around for a couple seasons. At this point, you just don't need him to lose his hand to keep the audience interested. I don't think it's a bad theory, but I think the problem is that I think it's much more likely that Morgan dies than Morgan loses a body part and then they keep him around. Notice what they do. It's easier on TV to shoot out someone's eye and put a patch over their eye than to cut off their hand from a filming standpoint. And it's not they can't afford it, but why spend the extra money when the audience it doesn't matter to the audience. Charlie, I think it's very possible. We see a zombie wearing, we see a Whisperer wearing zombified skin. I think it's very possible. Or I think we could see someone's head on a stake. Jen, I can tell you right now that the last 4 of these live streams, there's a lot I'm going to be wrong about because we're not reading anything at this point. It's just piecing ideas together. But if Shiva dies early and Morgan dies early, believe me, I'm going to be first person on a live stream to come in here and say, "Told you." Ryan Worcester, do you think that Fear the Walking Dead will end up crossing paths? I don't think so. Michelle, why are you stealing all my ideas? It's like we agreed on this, and now she wants Rosita. I think Michelle's trying to get on my Christmas list. I think she wants like a Christmas card or something. You're stealing my thoughts here. Of course we want Rosita to make a comeback. And she is, gradually. Nobody's hating. Well, they're not hating Rosita as much as they did before. They're going to sympathize with her. The writers do that. And if you guys are not a member of the 999 Army, Moody Girl and Bree do a great job over there. Moody Girl set up the page. It's a fan club. It sometimes is a Daryl Dixon shrine. But get over there, leave your thoughts. There's a lot of good networking, a lot of good communications on the Facebook page. Moody can leave a link to it if you guys want to message her once this video goes live. To the people that put the Christian Serratos pictures, I just want to sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all the effort, all the energy, everything that you've done to sort of balance it out a little bit. I got to a point where I was analyzing Daryl's clothing, what I would buy, what I wouldn't buy. But yeah, there's been some recent balancing of, we got a little bit of Maggie, we got a little bit of Rosita. I'm just waiting for you. Where are the Olivia pictures? Why is nobody posting pictures of Olivia? Just saying. Get us some Olivia pictures. All right, so I've covered most of the things that I think are going to happen in this episode. There's like 6 or 7 different things. I'll recap really quickly, and then we'll just open it up for every topic that we think could happen in the season. We'll get like long-term speculation. So I think Eric died the week before. We're going to see a little bit of Aaron just kind of getting his mind off of things, going out, doing a little bit of killing, getting with Rick. Daryl. I didn't say a whole lot about Daryl this episode. We'll skip over Daryl. I know that's not a popular thing, but Daryl can't be in every episode, right? Carol dealing with the loss of Morgan. Enid protecting Maggie as Maggie goes into more complications with her pregnancy. She can't defend herself. So, Enid will be on watch, and I think Enid will become a little bit more of a badass as well, too, since especially she's going to become a regular on the show now. Jadis. Think we'll see some partnerships with Jadis, a little bit more airtime. Eugene making the bullets, officially becoming Negan. And I think the big news here for this episode 4, I think we're going to see the kingdom fall. I think they'll do that early, show all the stuff Ezekiel's been through. He's going to lose Shiva. He's going to lose Jerry. He's going to get back to the kingdom. It's going to be in ruins. Probably see maybe Jared still there, or maybe Jared be alive. So maybe he can pick up a rock and beat down Jared. Yeah, there you go. There's a super bold prediction. So Ezekiel gets back to the kingdom. It's on fire. They just basically laid waste to it. Jared was either still there lagging back, and someone takes a rock and smashes Jared in the back of the head. Heavy metal guy. Slammed. Done. That's the only, I guess, high point from us losing the kingdom. Ezekiel packs up, makes his way back to Alexandria, and it does strengthen Alexandria. That's my thought. Okay. So we'll get to some of your thoughts, and we'll just talk about, we got another 5-6 minutes. We'll talk about Season 8 in general. Your predictions. DPZ Games 1. Kills. Does Rosita care about Eugene? Not anymore. No way. Not at all. Done. When she went to blow the bomb up, it was done. It was over at that point. No. Forget about it. Those days are long gone. Kingdom's gone, Maria. Forget about it. The kingdom has served its purpose. Done. Done. There's no value in keeping the kingdom any longer. We're going into all-out war. They're too spread out. We got to start to consolidate. Alexandria ain't going to fall. They're not going to pack up and move to the kingdom. All the plants, all the supplies, They got to put them a little bit at odds. They can't have this bountiful harvest any longer that the kingdom provides. They're going to burn all their crops. It's done. Clemson fan, do you think Alexander will eventually fall? Not to Negan, I don't. Let's see, kills. Could Rick take Eugene and imprison him? Rick does see Eugene as a traitor. Good question. I don't know what's going to happen with Eugene. I could see Eugene killing himself. People are talking about Carol killing herself. That would be the character. If I had to pick one character. Oh, somebody's singing the Gap Band. You dropped a bomb on me. So, here, it's a loaded question because I'm already going to say it. If you had to pick one person, if they did go the suicide route, one person to kill himself, who would it be? And I'm going to go on record right now, and I'm going to say it's Eugene. Because I think he's going to be a man without a home. He's already sort of betrayed Rick's group after he was captured. Negan loses the war, gets captured. Eugene's left. Has the pills. Eugene takes his own pills. Okay, the genius picked Sasha. That's great. You must have a crystal ball. Sherry, Rosita. No, Rosita ain't going to kill herself. Well, let me backtrack on that a little bit. You know what? I will not rule out Rosita killing herself. Dwight, Morgan, Sherry. I don't think you're going to see Sherry again. Okay, I'm not going to disagree with you. Eugene is all for himself. 100%. What happens when there is no Negan? You think Rick's going to take Eugene back? See, that's going to be the question. If Eugene has nowhere to go, what's he going to do? So if you guys don't think Eugene will kill himself, give me a Eugene prediction. Maybe not. Not going to disagree. I won't say 100%. I'm just putting it out there. I think that's an exit strategy for Eugene. He sort of betrayed Rick. I think he will betray Rick full scale because he's Negan now. Doesn't have Negan to protect him. Where does he go? Bree says Rick's done with him. Where's he going to run, Lindsay? Possibly. But Abraham kept him alive for so long. I mean, you think Eugene is going to stay alive on his own? Rebecca says Eugene will be forgiven. Jen says she agrees Eugene will kill himself. Working Dead says Eugene's going to surprise everyone. Eugene will team up with Dwight, Dr. Carson. Possibility. Street Boy says Eugene's going to die. Rosita kills him. Tommy McCandless. Sharon, that wasn't my thought. Sharon says, why would Rosita kill herself? So I don't think she will, but I immediately snapped and said, no, she won't. But then let's open up the possibility that Rosita could be the next person that is broken down. She looked pretty headstrong enough to me when she was ready to hit the detonator, so I don't think she will. But I guess if the guilt of Sasha dying sinks in, yeah, I'm still going to say no. I just won't say it as quickly as I said it before. All right, we have 5 minutes to go, so I'm going to, last question for everybody here. I'll read several of your comments and we're going to do some shout outs. If you guys have not slapped the like button, do me a favor. Tommy McCandless, will you just instruct everybody how to take out Lucille and just slap that like button? If I did not get to your comments when the video goes live in about 15 minutes, if you could get over there and leave your thoughts, leave your comments. A couple of announcements before I get to the last question I'm going to unveil for all of you is we do this a couple times a week. So Wednesday nights, which is during the season, is our Wednesday Walker episode. Now we're doing episode by episode, and also Sunday nights used to be our Sunday spoiler. We're doing episode by episode for that as well too. Sunday mornings we do Chill with Kills, and on Monday nights we do Random Things, and it is a lot of random things. It could be any topic we want to talk about. If you guys have a topic you want to talk about on Random Things, then send me a message on Kick at KILZHOT, and I'll probably add one of your questions or things that we want to talk about. They've spanned from tattoos to high-priced food to different Walking Dead topics, remake songs, anything that we want to get together and talk about. I have no edit feature, so if I get tongue-tied, it's just going to happen. Just the way it goes with live streams. So thanks for everything that you guys do. And the last question is going to be, oh, Lindsay, I like that. Pounce on that like button like Shiva. All right, we got a third one. So you can Lucille the like button, you can iron the like button, or you can pounce on that like button like Shiva. And it's all sinking in. So here's the last question. I need one bold prediction from each person in this stream right now. Give me something off the wall. Don't give me something you've seen on comicbook.com or, some peeps, came up with an idea and you cookie cut. I want to know your thought, your original idea. Give me something that is going to happen this season, right now. And we're going to start to read those comments. So Emery Thorpe says, Gabrielle will die in Season 8 by the hands of the Whisperers. I'm making a bold prediction. That's what I'm talking about. There you go, Emery. We can agree or disagree with it. And next, let me get some more bold predictions, and now I'm going to do some shout-outs. Jen Fasalo says, maybe Dwight and Carol disappear together. They both kind of won out, so there's a bold prediction. Michelle Yang, oh boy, she's going to get in trouble. She says Judith will die. Adios, Judith. Alexi Gaming says Daryl dies. Oh, you better get out of here after saying that. Weird Walking Dead theories. Morgan will die after getting his leg blown up. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense than him getting his leg and kind of walking around. Frank Gonzalez says Enid and Carl will hook up. So it's going to be Keenid. Or Earl? Oh, Earl. I guess that'd be Enid and Carl. Earl. Jesus will marry Lauren. Daryl kisses Jesus in the woods. That's Moody Girl's prediction. Very bold prediction. They all move to a new country. That's Samantha. Tommy Mack says Rick will kill Negan in the finale, getting shot with Rick's Colt. Very bold prediction. That would shock a lot of people, no doubt about it. Tobin McLeod. Negan finds Oceanside and kills Beatrice. Rachel tries to kill him. Very nice, very nice. Street Boy says Eugene and Morgan will die. It's life. Carl loses a finger as punishment from a whisperer. Maria Verdugo. Enid dies. She's became a regular on the show. You think they're going to kill her already? Alex Cameron says Sherry was pregnant with Negan's baby. Six Side Sports, Tara will kill Arat because Tara is Arat spelled backwards, or vice versa. Working Dead says Daryl gets a puppy. That could happen. He finds a stray cat when he's working out, and he nurses him to health, and 4 years later becomes 10 pounds, and he gets a tattoo of said cat. Might happen. I could see Daryl do that. Charlie Mack says, I predict the group will sail to Ireland for a pub weekend. Yeah, they're going to meet you over there. Sin Miller, Simon will die in the finale. I could see that happening. Oh, Sharon says Michonne will be with Ezekiel, just like the comic book. No, she ain't leaving Rick. That is never going to happen. It's bold, but it ain't going to happen, Sharon. Oh, boy, people would boycott the show for sure. Storm says Michonne will become pregnant. Carl Jordan, Daryl and Maggie will hook up. Diane Estes says Gavin is from Oceanside. I like that. I like that. I like where you're going with that. Carl kills Simon. Oh, I love it. Steph Richardson might be my favorite. Rachel comes back and flips off Tara. That would be payback. Hey, Tara. There you go. See ya. MD Grim Reaper, Michonne's katana breaks. Kel says Smile says Michonne and Rick break up. Possibly. If that were to happen, I think it would be because of the way they deal with Negan. Maybe they could take the comic book arc from that. And Rebecca from Texas says Dwight and Rosita hook up. Yeah, but Rosita does not trust Dwight. So they said, why didn't you tell us about Sasha? Because I don't trust him, but I trust Daryl. So maybe more likely to find Daryl. And Jamie Jordan says they will actually find an open Taco Bell, so we're going to end it right there. Thanks, everyone, for being here. This is The Walking Dead, Season 8, Episode 4. This is our spoilers, our predictions, a little bit of news. Thanks, everything you guys do. Just so humbled. I just appreciate it. Every day I come here, and we just got a ton of people and a ton of comments. Appreciate being with you guys multiple times per week, talking about all the stuff that we talk about. So if you guys could do me one big favor, I like to do this. If I missed your comment, leave it when the stream goes live. I can't read everybody's comments, but I'm going to do as many shout-outs as I can. This is like the rolling credits. If you guys are new, you can kind of head out, but I'll try to acknowledge as many people as I possibly can. So here we go. We're rolling through this. I just want to say thank you. What's up to Brooke Wright. Thank you for being here. R. Grimes 12. Lindsay Luke. Grimes Girl. Thank you for being here. Rial. Carl Jordan. Charlie Mack. Pat Chisholm. Michelle Yang. iRock 6. Thank you for being here. Street Boy, appreciate the interaction, all the good comments. Maria Berdugo, thank you for being here. Pleasure. Jake Metcalf. Hey, it's Lauren. Eric Calburn. Jim Crutchley. Samantha, what's up? Moody Girl, also. Emery Thorpe, hit that like button, will you? Come on now. Buffy Batcave. Joshua, my boy Fett, what's going on? Wendy King. Jen Fasalo, thank you for being here. Missed you the other night as well. Joey Price. Joey is rocking that Lucille on the Facebook 999 Army page. So thanks, Joey. Appreciate that. Sin Miller. Clemson fan. Down in the Carolinas. What's up? It's Life. Who else we got here? Kathy Joe. What's up, Kathy Joe? JJ. Jamie Jordan in the house. Mary Manhard. I wasn't sure if that was your real name. It caught me off guard there for a second. The Vision. Thank you for being here. Israel Marion, Steph Richardson, pleasure, Diane Estes, Tobin McLeod, the ETZ mom, thank you for being here. Who else we got here? Kelly G. I never try to say her last name either. It's just some things you can't do fast. Peppy's Fishing Channel, what's going on, man? Thank you so much. Rebecca from Texas loves 999 Gaming and especially the 999 Army and Killshot. Thank you. We love you too. Hassan Shabazz. Kel says smile. Sharon Doble, thank you. And thank you for all the well wishes when I hurt my Achilles heel. Emmy Bacon. What's up, Emmy? Northside Queen. Moon Angel. Moon Angel, I've not seen you in the stream. So thank you for being here. Mickey Ricky. Gene Atkins, absolutely you get a shout out, Gene. Thank you. Lucky Bray, Nick Dub. What's up, Nick Dub? Little Face, good to see you again. Haven't seen you in a little while. What's going on, man? Six-Eyed Sports. Ramon, what's going on, Ramon? Hey, it's Boba. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. And I think I got almost everybody. Alex Cameron, if I hit you earlier, I'll hit you with another shout out. I would just hit multiples at this point. Lindsay Luke, Weird Walking Dead Theories. I can't memorize them all. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you guys all being here. pleasure. I enjoy doing these streams, and we will get back together and do this again on Sunday morning. Chill with Kills. You guys want a real relaxed, laid-back gaming environment. That's what we do there. And also, I hope and expect to see all of you Sunday night. So we need to close out with some local H, right? Because we're born to be down. I learned all my lessons before now. Born to be down. There you go. I don't know why local H just popped in my head, but you just don't get it. Keep it copacetic and you learn to accept it. Peace out, everybody. Talk to y'all soon. Thank you once again. Later.